Here we go, everybody. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Thursday, August 10th, 2023. This is my pre-market report. Right now, it's 7:46 a.m. Eastern Time. It's getting out of control here with regard to the propaganda ministry this morning, but they're like sitting here waiting for this inflation report to come out, which will be out later. Like this is, I don't know. They're playing this up as if it's the biggest thing to happen in the history of the freaking world. And like it's real. This is not real, okay? Who's verifying this data anyway? They fist feed us. No, I'm sorry. They double fist feed us up to our freaking elbows. Nonsense, garbage, propaganda, everything else connected to it. It's just not going to stop. I don't care what this number is. I really don't, because it's going to be fake. We already know that. Nothing is real. Nothing is what it seems to be anymore. Whatever. But I guess that what's really happening here and what people are anticipating is some kind of a move in the market. What's going to happen? Let's look at what's happening pre-market. Stock futures right now aren't doing anything. As a matter of fact, everything's pretty much flat this morning. Nothing's going on here. You got some green with regard to stock futures. Nothing crazy, but green nonetheless. You got the 10-year yield sitting at 4. You got the U.S. dollar on a relative strength basis weaker. Okay, that's good for the markets. That's good for commodities. Okay, lovely. You got the MMRI. I wrote this down this morning. It's sitting at 254. It was 253 earlier. You know my take on this. If they manage to push the MMRI below 250, and this report comes in anywhere near I guess expectations, this market's probably going to put on a substantial gain. Nothing. There's no connection at all. You know what drives Greg Mannarino out of his freaking mind? Because there's no connection between the stock market and any kind of reality. It's absolutely detached. And this is what you would expect to see when you have a situation here of easy money being pumped into this market, interest rate suppression, bond yield suppression, despite the fact that central banks are raising rates like we've never seen before. And, there's people walking around through time and space convinced that this is real, and it is not real. You know this better than anyone. Let's move on to a couple of other things. Cryptocurrencies this morning are under some pressure, except Bitcoin. Bitcoin is flat. Gold and silver catching a bid here slightly this morning. Crude oil remaining above $84 a barrel, or just about $84 a barrel. In my opinion, we're going higher. I heard from a lot of you yesterday with regard to crude oil. Okay. Most of you believe crude is going higher. If, in fact, we get a pullback here, we're due for one. We've seen crude oil, I hate saying due, but we've seen crude oil pretty much go straight up since it hit $67 a barrel. Now we're at 84. We're kind of due. We're kind of due for a pullback, which would be extremely bullish in this environment. You have to understand, with regard to crude oil and everything else that we're seeing, the whole notion of supply and demand really doesn't work anymore. There's much more to it than that. And a lot of this is, again, the dwindling purchasing power of the dollar on an absolute strength basis. And that's going to cause the price of everything to move much, much higher. I covered this yesterday in my post-market report. You can expect food inflation and energy inflation to continue to outpace, regardless of what happens today. Hold on a second. Regardless or irregardless, is that a word? I don't know. But I can tell you this. Whatever number they float out today, later on, I think it's about 45 minutes from the time I am doing this, it's not going to give us the real picture of anything. It's more or less a distraction. But food inflation, energy inflation will continue to outpace something that you and I have known since like forever. It's not going to stop. Nothing is going to stop. Global debt is going to continue to balloon with debts and deficits out of freaking control. You and I have been so far ahead of the curve on this. It's frankly unbelievable. It's really the truth. So you can expect more of that moving forward. You can expect so many things to happen here moving forward. I do believe we're gonna continue to get these incremental rate hikes from the Federal Reserve moving forward. Today, really, the inflation data that we get today may set the pace, probably will, for what's going to happen here at the next FOMC meeting. And we will talk about that. I mean, in all the years that I've been out here, that we have been together calling what the Fed would do, do you realize we've only been wrong? I've been only wrong 3 times. I think that's a pretty staggering record here. Anyway, we're going to stay on top of this as we always do. No matter what happens today, again, just understand the data's fake. It's all a deception, a distraction as usual. You're going to continue to bet against the debt, become your own central bank, hoard hard assets, physical silver more so than anything else in my view. You know, look, a lot of people are concerned, rightly so, of the price action with regard to precious metals and even cryptocurrencies as of late. Now, I've put this together for all of you for a very, very long time, and I think most of you get it here. All right, why are we holding gold, silver, platinum, palladium, cryptocurrencies as well? Why are we gaining exposure to commodities? Is it because we're looking for a gain tomorrow or a gain next week or even a gain next month? No. That's not why we're holding this stuff. Okay, we understand that markets are supposed to run in cycles. Okay, risk on, meaning cash going into equities. Risk off, meaning cash going into commodities and other things like that. We don't get this anymore. All right, we have a market that seems to defy gravity, and every single time risk rises, okay, yes, we've seen what has happened to the market since the MMRI, Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, free to you, free to everybody, link in the description of this video, crosses 250. Every single time. The market just has a little fit, okay? I think they're going to manage to suppress that further. Stocks will go higher. But, again, this cycles of the market is supposed to occur. All right, and we're going to get one in a massive way here. There's no doubt in my mind that the debt market is a time bomb. It's ticking louder and louder and faster. What also is going on is central banks are continuing to buy it all, which is their goal. Central banks' power resides in their ability to inflate, to create debt. That's their one product, one and only. Okay. At one point of their choosing, okay, we're going to see a meltdown in the debt market. You know that. Pressure on the stock market. Cash is going to move. Cash is going to move. It doesn't grow money wings and fly away. It's going to move into commodities, cryptocurrencies, obviously into massively suppressed assets like gold, silver, the most suppressed asset in the history of the world. I also believe it's going to go into other places too. Artwork, classic cars, probably, musical instruments, stuff like that. Things that people like to collect. That's how I see this whole thing playing out. But this is going to be on such a scale that people, their heads are going to spin around like the freaking Exorcist. I think you are well aware of that. Anyway, we're on top of it. We know what we're doing and we know why we're doing it. This is a channel for people of action, just like you, okay? And in my view, we can't be beaten because we know what they want. We know what they're trying to do. We're going to stay ahead of the curve as always. And it's not going to change. It's not going to freaking change. So that's where we stand, people. I covered a lot with you. I personally can't wait to hear about this this number because it's going to be fake. I mean, we can laugh. You and I are going to laugh, and we're going to see how the market responds. I would suggest this. Once they float out this number this morning here, watch what the MMRI does, all right? You should just open it up right now. Again, there's a link to the MMRI in the description of this video. Leave it open and watch what happens to the MMRI because it reacts in real time as to how this whole thing plays out, and I think it's going to be interesting. If in fact, I mean, it's very possible that we could see the MMRI drop below 250 today. It's also very possible we could see it go the other way. But Something is going to happen. The market's going to move, and I really can't wait for that. All right. With that said, I will see all of you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Have questions ready for me. Let's get this thing going. Please share the video. Please comment. Please give this video a thumbs up. Get it out there. Let people hear this stuff. All right. Love you a lot. See you later.